Yes. Yes, yes, yes. There's definitely a transformation you get mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all the leads when you stop drinking alcohol. Now, I have been alcohol free for 7 years, and reflecting how it made me feel the first month, the first 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 3 months of being off alcohol, I was transforming into a different person. We all know about the brain fog thing and how it feels. Almost like literal clouds somewhere in this space here. Once I stopped drinking, not only did those clouds start to dissolve, but it was like I was placed in a different environment, as if I had moved. Um, when people just need a vacation because they just need a change of scenery, it was like that. It was like the impact of being someplace new. And the irony of it all, the weird thing of it all, is like this newness is just you getting more in touch with the original you. You being in your real body, being more present. Physically, um, I felt more fluid. I felt, you know how when you drink and you get them, you start to believe you can do any and everything, and that's why people who drink do dumb crap like get behind a car and drive it. Uh, However, the true invincible feeling is when you start to sober up and when you start to kind of feel different parts of your body that you haven't felt, like you're just more in tune. It's almost as if uh, you went to a tune-up shop, like your car or an instrument. It's just like, this needs tuning, and it's just like, okay, let's and so that release of ethanol that's been just habitually drank throughout a week, whether you binged on a weekend or you drank a bottle of wine every day the way that I did, it's a part of you. It's stuck. So once you have a certain amount of time of it just doing the thing that I guess it does internally to rid out of you, you start to clear up. So it's a cleaning. It's a deep cleaning. It's a tune up of your body. It's a tune up of your mind. Emotionally is where it gets kind of like, because you start to feel things again, and it can be pretty tender at times. And this could be an avenue to where this could be a good time, or when you feel those feelings, it's a good time to kind of dip into the toolbox. And the toolbox is basically stuff that you created to help support your sobriety. I talked about that in my second video. And so like leaning on that, whatever that might be. So if you feel emotionally, if you feel a little more sad, or you realize, you get pissed off maybe a little quicker because you don't have that booze to kind of simmer things down, or to escape. It can get a little gnarly with your emotions. But other than that, the tune up of your physicality, of your mentality, it's almost as if you're inhabiting a stronger version of yourself, a stronger body. And it's like, okay, this is cool. And it's like, but this is you. You can drop weight. I've dropped weight, for sure, because you're not putting on all that, you're not eating all the extra empty calories or what have you. The calories that you forget to think about sometimes when you're drinking. And so, yes, weight loss is a part of it. Sleeping so much better, dreams coming back, having a more of a sound sleep. So when you wake up, you just feel more well-rounded. You feel more whole. Less interruptions of your sleep, less getting up, less waking up at 2, 3, 4 of the witching hour that I think some people say, oh, I'm up at this time, so that must mean that, fill in the blank. Um, and it, when sometimes I just think to myself, is that the case, or did you drink alcohol? Like, whatever. To each their own. But I do realize that you do have less. I had less sleep interruption. I didn't wake up more through the night, and sometimes it was just because I had to empty my bladder because I was drinking. Uh, and yeah, so there is definitely a clearer, calmer, better side when you eliminate the booze. You're physically and mentally, there is a shift. And with the mental stuff too, a lot of it is the awareness that you get, that you have, um, of understanding, the knowledge that you're gathering about not only how corrupt and toxic alcohol was for you because you're feeling so much better. But it gives you a sense of time back, and you start to realize your own power and the power of your choice. And that feels almost magical. It's empowering, and it's almost like you have this blank canvas, and it's like, ooh, what am I doing now? How am I going to create this new version of me? It really is a way of you to start things again, to be renewed, to be refreshed, to begin again. And all those projects you possibly set aside that you didn't see time for, you start to see where there's time. And so it's like this constant like treat that you're blessing with yourself, even at the moments where things might emotionally get a little difficult. When you pull back and you're just saying, this is just me feeling right now, it's okay, I can sit in this feeling, I can honor this feeling for a moment, this too shall pass, whatever. You realize you just become so much more of a powerful, better person, and you start seeing your strength. I'm always gonna say it feels like a superpower, because it is. Once you have dedicated so much time hurting yourself with the booze, it's like, and then you stop, and it's like, wow, I was twisted for thinking that doing that stuff that I was doing before, having a certain feeling about my tolerance being high, being able to hang, being able to, knowing the smell and the all the language to explain my wine and all that stuff that you thought was cool, you start to realize, nah, it has nothing on this newness that you begin to feel physically, mentally. And yeah, you once again you start seeing it everywhere. You notice everything. You notice how alcohol does this role of being a trickster. And so it's almost like I graduated from that level. I'm okay with embracing a little bit of ego when it comes to getting off something that is killing you. Like, if it makes you feel like just a little stronger, a little more badass or what have you than your past self, or the past circle, let it do its thing for a little bit. Compassion is always going to be there for those who are struggling with alcohol. Abso-freaking-lutely. But if you find yourself just glowing in your newness, and it's making you feel good and it's empowering you, that's okay. You are allowed to do that. You're allowed to be proud of yourself. So if you are on this sober curious journey, there's so much great results ahead of you for you if you continue and you actually become sober. And if you are currently sober right now, month 2, month 1, wherever you are, maybe you're a year or two, you might, this stuff is going to be beneficial regardless. It helps. It's a part of the continuous toolbox that we must carry for ourselves. Excuse me. Like I said in my last video, there was a Holly Whitaker when her book came out, and I had already was like a year and some months, alcohol free. I still read it because I remember how wonderful her blogs were and how helpful and informative they were. And I needed a sense of a reminder, just because, once again, alcohol is just everywhere. And, sometimes it would be like the little tickle of like in the fall. It was more so the fall when I would think about a glass of red wine. It was kind of like, something about that transition. Kind of, but at the same time, it's not worth all the beauty, all the power, and all the magic, all the potential that I received once I said no completely, forever. So I'm gonna enjoy my iced coffee and my soda waters and whatever else that makes me feel good, instead of the booze. So yeah.